If a young married couple moves to the quiet provincial English town of Cranford, the man simply disappears. He is either fairly frightened to death by being the only male at an evening party, or he is conveniently away on business in a neighboring city. Whatever the reason, men are entirely absent from Cranford's daily operations. The town is in the absolute possession of the Amazons. Cranford is a society composed strictly of elderly spinsters, widows, and the daughters of former aristocrats who decide all questions of literature and politics without outside intervention. While these women maintain the manners of high society royalty, they are surviving on meager fixed incomes. To acknowledge a lack of money is considered a social disgrace. To mask their poverty, they follow a strict operating system they call elegant economy. To survive their financial reality without losing their social standing, these women have engineered an unbreakable set of societal laws. The laws of elegant economy dictate strict boundaries for socializing. If you wish to call on a neighbor, you may only do so between 12 and 3 o'clock. A visit must never exceed 15 minutes. Because everyone is watching the clock to avoid breaking this rule, deep or absorbing subjects of conversation are avoided in favor of short sentences and small talk. Limiting these visits to 15 minutes means a hostess never has to offer guests a meal and ensures no one has time to notice the frayed upholstery on the chairs. This subterfuge extends to their evening card parties. A hostess will present a spread of delicate tea bread and sponge cakes, pretending she is unaware of what her maid has brought up. In reality, the hostess spent her entire morning secretly baking the cakes to avoid the cost of hiring a proper staff. Their rigid etiquette acts as a smokescreen, hiding grueling domestic labor and empty pantries from the outside world. Behind closed doors, their routines are built around stretching pennies. In the winter afternoons, they practice blind man's holiday, sitting together in total darkness for hours to save the cost of burning a single candle. If someone purchases a new carpet, the women spend their mornings chasing sunbeams across the floor, frantically laying down paths of stitched-together newspapers to prevent the sunlight from fading the dye. Even eating fresh fruit is regulated, because the act of eating consumes them entirely in silence. Then there is the matter of clothing. Their rationale is everyone in Cranford already knows them, so there is no need to keep up with the latest trends. They continue to wear the tight, scanty petticoats and massive gigot sleeves that have long since vanished from the streets of London. By mutually agreeing to freeze their fashion in time, the women of Cranford eliminate the financial pressure of keeping up with seasonal trends. Their days end with synchronized precision. At exactly 9 o'clock, the card games stop, and the women clatter home through the dark streets. That clattering sound comes from pattens. These are elevated wooden overshoes fitted with iron rings, designed to lift the wearer's delicate fabric shoes above the mud and wet roads. Once locked inside, they patrol their hallways with fire pokers and hearth brushes, sweeping every corner of the cellar for burglars or phantom French spies. Even in their moments of fear, they rely entirely on each other. They never summon a man for protection. The protective bubble of the town's routines is shattered when an external financial shock hits. A regional bank abruptly collapses. Miss Matty Jenkyns, a beloved resident of Cranford, holds shares in that bank. Overnight, her entire life savings evaporate. According to the rules of 19th century high society, a woman in her position should face immediate exile from her social circle. The women of Cranford do not cast her out. Instead, they convene a secret, closed-door emergency council in a neighbor's drawing room. The superficial rules of Cranford are discarded. Instead, the women mobilize to ensure one of their own does not fall. Each woman pledges a portion of her own meager funds to create a steady stream of annual contributions for Miss Matty. They swear the town's financial advisor to absolute secrecy. The money must appear to come from an anonymous source so that Miss Matty can maintain her pride. This secret council reveals the true function of elegant economy. In a Victorian world with no safety net for aging, unmarried women, these rigid social laws provided a shield against the stigma of poverty. The Amazons of Cranford used their rigid rules to build a community that protected their dignity, allowing them to survive entirely on their own terms.